Hello, I'm Luigi, number one. Nah, I'm just kidding. Hello, everyone, and I am one more sheep, and welcome back to Spyro the Dragon on the Sony PlayStation 1. Now we're gonna finish off the rest and final segment of this world. That's right, folks. This is pretty much the penultimate area. We have almost beat this game. Just 2 more parts to go, and we're done. So what can we expect in this world? Well, for this world now, for what's remaining, obviously we've got the boss level to take care of. Ooh, which is going to be fun, because the boss of this world is... I think it's the only boss apart from that one boss in World 2 that's actually attempts to attack you. So, technically it's a more difficult boss. It's not really difficult, but it's technically... Anyway, we're going to race against Jacques, or Jack, or Jacques, or Jakes. How do you pronounce that name? Oh, it doesn't matter. But yeah, we're going to take on this guy, and this stage is actually quite an interesting level, because first things first, we got a couple of unique enemies? Yeah, let's go with that. I'm going to go with unique. And as you can tell, these unique enemies are pretty much like any other enemy in the game. But first things first, you want to go behind you when you load up the level, because otherwise you'll miss these 2 crates. It's so easy to miss them. But yeah, you got basic armored goon mutant guys. I don't know what they are. They look kind of like lizard men from the old Spider-Man PS1 game, which wouldn't surprise me if they use similar models, because there's a lot of games from that era used similar things, like similar sound effects, similar models. I don't know. But we also got these big gelatinous things. I don't know how to explain them. They're giant blobs of death, and their primary weapon of choice for some reason is actually a daisy. I don't know why. You got me on why there's a daisy, but yeah, that's what they use. And if they hit you with that daisy, or is there a rose? Well, it's a flower of some sorts, but if they hit you with that flower, you're gonna be in quite a bit of pain, or at least you'll be in 1 hit damage of pain. They don't hurt you any more than normal enemies, which is fortunate, but trust me, the enemies in this world, very easy to deal with. But I think this is also the only time in the entire game where they show up, so yeah, uniqueness for the win, I guess. But anyway, you want to blow up all the chests you see, because they'll activate the platforms, as we've seen earlier on in the world. And what we want to do is actually break the platforms, blow them, you know, break the jesters, shoot the jesters even, not break them. Basically shoot the jesters, initiate the platforms so we can actually glide across the new areas. And be careful of that little hidden cavern as well that I went in ages ago now, because there's a key in there. You will want to grab that as soon as possible. But this stage offers quite a unique platforming in that you got these like sort of weird platform things with enemies on. Now what you want to do is actually use your attacks to knock the enemies off the platform, as you would guess, and you'll be able to continue through. And I think this is the quickest I ever get to open a locked chest in the entire game. My god, it's like 3 minutes in? Wow. But these enemies by you, what you want to do is actually just flame them off the pedestals, because we're going to make our way back up here, and this is probably this is the hardest boss level. By far, this is the hardest boss level in the game, apart from the first one, because the first one's just difficult. This one's hardest because it's very easy to lose track of where you are. It's very easy to miss gems. You don't want to go around and miss gems, because obviously... well, you can at this point probably, but if you want to do this game 100%, don't miss the gems. Gems are important. But be careful of these gestures. You will need to shoot these gestures, I forget. Fools. You need to shoot the fools. There we go. It's easier to say to get by. So anyway, be careful while going down these staircases as well, because the gems are quite hidden, believe it or not. I don't know why. They all seem to be.
Any advice before this battle?
Advice? A wise dragon once told me, aim high in life, but watch out for flying boxes.
Huh?
That advice is somewhat relevant. Why? Because that thing that just threw a box at us, that's the boss of the stage, and he actively attacks you. Like, actively attacks you. and I've never been hit by him, but he actively attacks you. It's such a massive difference from every other boss in this game. I mean, it's amazing how much progress we've gotten in this LP. But what you want to do is basically chase him from point to point, and whenever he lands on one of the pink boxes in the environment, basically that's your chance to burn him, and he's going to go down. Well, a couple of flames and he'll go down. He takes about 3 hits total, I think. Basically, when you're at the end of the path, you know you've beat him. That's all I can say. So there we go. He's gone down. Very pathetic boss fight. But he gives you a hell of a lot of gems, my god. But it's not the end of this level. Why isn't it the end of the level, folks? Well, as you can see, I currently don't have everything in the stage. And that's because I missed a fair few gems. And I mean a fair few. Because what we want to do is actually go to the very start of the stage yet again, to where the first couple of fools that we ran into are. Because those couple of fools, they certainly made a fool out of me, because you meant to flame both of them. Why? Well, I'll get into why in a few seconds. It won't be too long till I actually get through this, because even though this is like the longest of the boss stages, it was only because I was fooling around like an idiot. But yeah, the fool on the far right side of this area will actually lower down a platform that we missed later on, and we'll see the platform actually raise right there. Now this platform offers a way to go across to that final dragon statue in the distance and a lot of gems. So be sure to flame this fool, run all the way back over here, flame this fool, don't be a fool, and you'll be fine. And it gives you just enough time to flame both of them. It is a very strict time. You need to get to that platform and glide across as quick as you can.
Thank you for releasing me.
No worries. Like I said, we're at the final stretch, so pretty much all the dragons from this point onwards, you can expect them to not really be that interesting, especially in the final world. Why? I think every dragon in this final world has a special thing going about them, a special theme that I'm going to explain when we get to it, because I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't played this game before. All 5 of the... well, actually, there's quite a few people that haven't played this game that I know of, which is shocking to me, because I loved Spyro the Dragon when I was younger. I thought it was an amazing game. But anyway, seemingly, we've collected everything in the environment by here. We haven't, because when we first entered this area with the Jester, there's actually a turning to the left. And that turning will lead by here when we're meant to combo all these daisy freak things. I can't think of a good name for them. I don't know what they're actually called, so... gelatinous goo enemy thing. Blobs. Fuck it, I'm calling them for blobs. Basically, go to this area with all the blobs, and you're meant to glide down from the very top. Now when you're gliding down from the top, you're meant to go and order each of these statues and actually flame them off the pedestals, allowing you to collect the gems and go on your merry way. The stage isn't too long again, but neither are any of the boss fights, and the only reason this one took a bit longer than they normally would is because I was I was a bit more of an idiot compared to what I normally do when I'm, you know, I wasn't doing as good as I normally do in this level, which saddens me really, because I think the rest of this game's run, apart from a couple of mistakes, have been not that bad. But anyway, that's Jacques or Jake or Jack or... I'm gonna go with Jack, because he's a Jack in the box after all. Oh my god, I just made that connection. Oh my god, that's amazing. Insomniac, I love you. I only just got that. But, I digress. Let's just move on over to the final flight level of the game. That's right, this is the final flight level of the game. The final world doesn't have one of these. Or at least officially anyway. Because a final world has a certain other type of bonus level at the very end, which you can only access once you've gained 100%. Which is part of the reason why this LP is going to be 100% completion, because a lot of games, I don't usually show off 100% unless I think it's really necessary with the type of game. For example, Banjo-Kazooie. If you're going to do an LP of that, it needs to be 100%. But if it's something like... I actually don't know. Basically, not every LP I do would be 100%. But anyway, with the obvious jump cut here is because this stage took me a fair few tries. And that's because you need to, first things first, flame up the lighthouses. Flaming up the lighthouses will allow you to light your way. Well, not really, because you can see perfectly fine without them. But just flame up all the lighthouses and collect all the boxes in the area. And it can be quite easy to actually miss all the boxes, because they're kind of on top of these cliff sides. And it's very easy to glide straight past the cliff side. And just without realizing you miss a box. These boxes are so difficult to collect. But the next segment is actually quite an easy one. We need to go on the railway tracks. Because everyone likes trains, don't you know? And just like in the very first flight section, we need to flame the barrels. And we also introduced these new enemies here. These enemies, obviously they got propeller jetpack type things. What you want to do is basically look around from in these open areas and flame them as you fly around. They are exceptionally difficult to find, and they're the reason why I failed this mission a couple of times. What you want to do is actually just look in every nook and cranny, and hopefully you'll be able to see them in the distance. If you can see them in the distance, fly across to them as quick as you possibly can and burn them. See, right now I'm missing one and I'm like, oh god, where do I go? Oh, he's right there, he's hiding. So yeah, look around, very easy to miss these guys. You don't want that to happen. But that's pretty much it for this level, no? And that's it for this world, folks. We're moving on to the final one. I can't wait. Can you wait? I hope not. Seriously though, the final world is going to be amazing because it is the most straightforward levels of the game are in the final world. And the enemies pack a bit more heat, shall we say. So on that cliffhanger, well, it's not really a cliffhanger, but anyway, with that, I'm going to call it a part here. So thank you guys for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. And when we return next time, we'll take care of Nasty's world. Thanks for watching. See you after. Bye!